Hey, it's the Empire, Boxing Empire, I'm back for boxing. Nah, man, you guys see my boy, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, man. Former undefeated champion, man, of the world. Tied Muhammad Ali's record, man. Bronze medalist, the Bronze Bomber, man. Highest K ratio in boxing history. You know, the guy, every day there's something new by Deontay Wilder. Every day. And Premier Boxing, man, you guys see the footage of my boy maxing out at 350 pounds. And this is big news because this is the highest that Deontay Wilder has ever maxed out at. And not only that, man, the guy is maxing out at higher and higher thresholds, right? Before this, his max was 310 pounds, and PBC posted itself and said that, this is actually 40 pounds heavier than he's ever maxed out before. Now, all being said, man, he was maxing out before 310, and it was sort of funny, I'm not gonna lie. He maxed out and then he started screaming after he maxed out and hopped up off the bench and he ran to a wall. That was a little funny part. But I guess he learned his lesson off that, because usually what happens is if you max out really strong, and usually what happens when you max out, you can only do it one time. You scream, and if you do it too suddenly, you can faint and pass out. I've seen it happen with these bodybuilders. They'll lift the heaviest they ever lifted before, and then they'll scream, but all their blood is rushing, all throughout their body, and if they expend too much oxygen, they'll literally pass out. Seen it happen before. But Deontay Wilder, I understand that, going from 310 to 340 in a matter of what? He did it in June, 310 pounds, and it's August still? That's a month and a half, 2 months, That's insane to go up that much more in weight in just a 2-month period. Deontay Wilder, I keep trying to tell people that I've been trying to say for a while now, he's getting bigger. He's looking buffer. I made a video not too long ago that Deontay Wilder's looking swole. And I was saying it for a reason. He's looking bigger than ever. And this proves it. He's not only looking bigger, he is bigger. And people were talking about his technique on this, and I understand that Deontay Wilder trains for boxing, right? That means his bench press is not going to look like a normal conventional bench press. It's going to have explosion on it. Think of it this way. A lot of boxers, if you actually box before, they say don't hit your target, punch through your target. Because if you practice punching and you stop at a certain distance and you don't fully extend your arms, you're not going to get enough power to knock people out all the way, because understand you're not punching through your target. So when Deontay Wilder is doing these explosive bench press push-ups, this is explosion bench pressing, right? Think of it as doing like a clap push-up. When you push up, you push yourself off the ground and you clap, and then you do another push-up. This is beyond a regular push-up when you have a conventional push-up when you just go all the way up and then all the way down. This is past the point. So, that being said, man, Deontay Wilder, he's looking explosive, man. He's looking really good. And every day, man, it seems like there's this more and more footage coming out every freaking day of Deontay Wilder. And it's shocking stuff. It's shocking stuff. Now, if you actually look at fighters, to prove my point earlier about the whole idea of training with weights, but training for boxing, look at someone like a Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley is extremely in shape. He looks intimidating. His body as peak he looks like a power puncher. But you actually watch him fight, the guy had an extremely low knockout ratio. He didn't have the right technique. He was sloppy. His knockout ratio was underwhelming, to say the least. Now, if you guys didn't know, the guy had 33 fights. Well, he got 37 total fights, but he had 33 wins and only 13 by knockout. And that's less than 50%. Tim Bradley had extremely low knockout ratio. But if you look at his body, it would say otherwise. So there's a difference between getting in shape, just being built, and being bulky, and training for boxing. See, when Deontay Wilder is training, he's training for boxing. So that's why his technique looks a little off, because he's doing things to make him punch harder, right? And people may not like his technique, but listen, the only blueprint out there right now is Deontay Wilder. He is the blueprint. He has the highest knockout ratio in boxing. Therefore, how he trains is the only blueprint to follow. That's the only blueprint right now. Right now, Deontay Wilder, he has the most fights of anyone in the heavyweight division right now. A former world champion, at least. The guy has 40 plus fights, and the knockout ratio is insane, right? Now you got people like George Foreman who can attest to that and says Deontay Wilder, he's a hard hitter. Holyfield said he'd never seen anything like it, and Deontay Wilder is keep on. And I was, pre Deontay Wilder getting stronger and stronger. Now he's even more stronger. It's crazy because Tyson Fury is delaying these fights, and it's only getting worse and worse for Tyson Fury. It's like the more this guy delays the fight, the better Deontay Wilder can get. And honestly, Tyson Fury would have had a better chance against Deontay Wilder in December of last year than he did October of this year, October 9th of this year. He basically gave him almost a whole nother year. If you watch any kind of Japanese anything, they have something called the Ginkai Boost. The Ginkai Boost. What is that? That means when you get beat up, you come back stronger. That's exactly what Deontay Wilder get, man. The guy's training in a hyperbolic time chamber. He's coming out stronger than ever, man. The guy is looking like a superhero, and it's wild because me talking about hero, it says great hero on a shirt, or greatness on a shirt, right? Is that a superhero name? Who knows? But Deontay Wilder definitely looking like a superhero. His ring walks are iconic. The whole mask thing, the whole, Wilder, bronze bomber, the persona, the mask when he comes on the ring, it's terrifying. A lot of people test positive for Deontay Wilder because they want to fight him. Alexander Povetkin's one of them. Go look at Showtime Sports highlights of Deontay Wilder. They talk about more obscure fighters who are supposed to fight Deontay Wilder who tested positive before they fight Wilder, so they never got in the ring with him. And I think they tested positive because they just really didn't want to fight him. Let's keep it a buck, right? So that being said, man, Deontay Wilder keep posting more and more on Instagram, on Twitter. His promotion company, or the people who the company he fights under, a Premier Boxing Championship. It's a TV show. They promoting him. Malik Scott's always posting stuff on him. Everyone's talking about Deontay Wilder. And it's just, the guy can do anything right now. It looks superhuman, and it is superhuman because Deontay Wilder is an extreme athlete, and he shows it by his sport. He shows it in the ring, right? He shows it by doing what he does best, knockouts. What people want to see. People swear on God that they said Floyd Mayweather's so boring. He's this. He's oh my God. Oh, he's just dancing in the ring, But if people were saying Floyd Mayweather's becoming a better boxer, it's really hard to prove something like that. But if I said Deontay Wilder is hitting harder, I can prove it by showing, hey, look, he's stronger than ever. He's maxing out higher levels. Look at Premier Boxing's talking about it. They're talking about how he's hitting harder and how, look at him. He's benching it higher than he ever has before. Now, it's just wild, man. It's just wild stuff. Man. This is what boxing's all about. Evolving as a fighter. And Deontay Wilder, I'm glad he is the kind of guy who doesn't become a one-trick pony. He's definitely evolving as a fighter, much like we've seen Anthony Joshua when he evolved as a fighter when he got stopped by Andy Ruiz. Will Deontay Wilder do the same thing? I think he can. I think he can evolve just like Anthony Joshua did. He's working on his stamina. He's throwing combinations, right? He's becoming a better athlete overall. And this is going to definitely show up October 9th. So yeah, man, we're going to see how this whole thing plays out, man. I know everyone's taking tabs on it. I've been seeing in the UK media interview his Deontay Wilder sparring partners, and Deontay Wilder sparring partners were training at Deontay Wilder's home. So, I can only assume that if you got a whole Deontay Wilder sparring partners, you probably know around where Deontay Wilder is located. Really hard stuff to get a hold of the internal workings of Deontay Wilder, because we gotta see what's cooking in a lab. They call boxing the sweet science for a reason. It's a formula, right? It's a chemical reaction, and the chemical reaction with Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder is diamonds and gold, baby. Diamonds and gold. Who knows, man? With that Alabama slammer right hand, that's uranium right there. That's the atomic explosion right there. That's that atomic radiation right there. That's the kind of stuff that can destroy your career for years to come. It's funny because when people get radiation poisoning, they usually get cancer. Deontay Wilder at the Alabama slammer right hand, that'll have you having Alzheimer's. That'll have you having mental instability after the fight. You would never be the same again. Look at Artur Spilka. Got stopped with the right hand, and now he's getting stopped by fucking, you know, Derek Chisora. It's crazy stuff, man. You know, Johan Duhaupas, he got stopped by Wilder. Now he's getting stopped by, you know, Tony Yucca. I can keep going on and on the list, but when Deontay Wilder stops somebody, you know, their chin is never the same, especially if it's in spectacular fashion, right? I mean, I could go down the list. Molina, all the guys I named that, you know, Deontay Wilder stops, you know, their chin was just never the same again. Big facts, right? The only person I can think of that, well, at least recently, is Chris Arreola and Deontay Wilder. But Deontay Wilder had his right hand, his bicep was popped in the fight, so he never really hit him with the full force, right? We're gonna see how this whole thing plays out with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, but wow, maxing out at a higher level. Over 9,000, baby. It's over 9,000. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geoboxing Empire, bitch. Geoboxing Empire, bitch.